Hello guys, Prowl here, Reforj title update 4, and this is my second video of a little series of videos we're doing. We did the patch notes just a moment ago. Be sure to check that out if you haven't already. Tons of stuff going on. But while doing that, I found that there's just some things that I need to know. And one of those things is how water mechanics work. Coming from Minecraft, this is one of those things that you just kind of take for granted because you learn early on how it works, and then once you learn how it works, you don't really ever think of it again. As I was messing around with the water mechanics here, I found that they don't work like Minecraft does. So people are going to need to know how these work, me included, actually. So I wanted to do a little bit of testing. So that's what this video is going to be, is we're going to try to learn everything that there is to know about how water mechanics work in Reforj. So hopefully those of you that are able to play the game this early in early testing know, and for those of you that are not in early testing yet, you can get an idea of exactly how everything works. So let's start with some of the basics that I know, and then we'll move to stuff that I don't know, I'm sure, as well. So right now, if I want to take water, and the water canister works, I don't have an empty one. You grab an empty one, you go scoop up water, it gives you the water. That's basically how it works. You know what I don't know though, and I think this is important. It's more related to the canister, but it's probably important to know anyways, is does it remove the water? And then, oh, another thing that I don't know how to check, that I haven't checked yet, is like, can you make water sources? I don't know the answer to this. But like if I scoop water here, it just auto refills. Here, I'm gonna make a little hole there. Some things you have to test in survival because you don't really know. Yeah, see, it just automatically refills. But I can scoop that up and it's gone. If I put like water here, look, it's made a water source. Interesting, very interesting. But I imagine I can scoop that up and that up. And like, is this a water source now? I think it is because touching other water sources. Oh, or is it because there's, okay, hold on. Did that get rid of that as a water source? See, I think this block right here is waterlogged. Ah, it was. See? So I think we already know something. And I think this will work in creative or survival, doesn't matter. So if I empty these guys out, and here, let me get an empty canister and a full canister on me, just so we can like fully test this. If I put water here and water here, I should be able to scoop this water up, get rid of it, scoop this water up, get rid of it. Okay. If I put water here and water here, that should make this an infinite water source. It does. So that works exactly like Minecraft does. This is an infinite water source, but I can go here and take this up, here and take this up, here and take this up. Now let's see what happens if we have water here and water here. Okay, these are not water sources. And somehow, even though I wasn't clicked on that, I scooped that up. Whoa, hold on. That's scooping up the water beside it. Okay, hold on. Like, we're finding out all sorts of crazy stuff right now. So hold on. So if I break, let's just make a little channel here. If I place water right here, if I click this, okay, that doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. That doesn't. That doesn't. That does. So if you click the flowing water directly beside a water source, it will scoop up that source. So you see here, I'm going to put the water here. I can scoop here. It knows it's beside the water source, so it lets me scoop it. Let's test something else, shall we? Does this work one diagonally away? It does. So I imagine any of these spots around, we can scoop it. But I imagine any of these, nope, we cannot. So let's get a visual representation for you. And I think we're going to continue to build these visual representations around. So let me put it over here. So if this is my water source, we can scoop water, that water source up by clicking any of those blocks around it will allow me to scoop that source block up. Okay, that's cool. That's good to know. Okay, so now how far out does water go, and what does it really do? So if I place water right here, you can see how far out it goes. I say we even, again, make a visual representation of this so people can more easily see. Okay, there we go. So that's how far water will flow. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks from the center. And let's just go ahead and mark our center here. There you go. 7 blocks from the center is how far it will go. That's including the source block. Now, you may have noticed, but it does not knock up any plant life, at least not that I've seen. I could place it right here, and it will actually flow over and through the plants. It does not knock them up. That is not, I think I would rather it knock them up, because it's a really cool, fun, quick way to knock stuff up. It could be annoying at times too, but I think its utility is worth more than what you get taken away from it. Also, later on, if we get some type of like farm, like growing mechanics, right? Like I can grow wheat or other crops. I would like to be able to have the option of using water to knock them down. So maybe this just isn't something they've gotten to yet, but would definitely like to be able to do that. I have also noticed as well, you can waterlog stuff. So I don't know the full gambit of blocks that you could waterlog, but like these leaves. Oh, wait, that didn't waterlog that. I swear I've waterlogged one before. Maybe this corner. Oh, look. So that's interesting. So you can't waterlog a full block shape like this is a full block. I can't waterlog that. But if it's a partial block, I can. Okay. I don't know if there's maybe exceptions to that, but that seems to be how it works for now. If it is a non-full block, you can waterlog it. If it is a full block, you cannot. I have a bunch of workstations and stuff over here too. I'm just kind of curious if I can waterlog them, like this guy. I can. And look how the water works, by the way. It flows through this stuff. That's actually kind of interesting. I like the way that visually looks and the way that works, because it's like it's actually flooded the space. That's kind of cool. I like that. Canister, yeah, everything. All of this stuff. If it is not a fully solid block, you can waterlog it, and it looks like water can go through it. But again, anything that is a solid block, water does not go. It does not waterlog it. It gets placed on it. That's how it works. Okay, here's where we're going to get into some interesting stuff. And I think what I'm going to do is build a platform, and I want to build a platform out of something that is kind of easy to tell the edges of. And there's not a great block for that in the game, but at least the gilded brick, since it doesn't connect in an exact pattern, this will make it kind of easy to do. Okay. And I'm going to build us a platform up above, and you'll see why here in a little bit. Okay, so I have this little platform thing here, and this is something that I haven't fully investigated yet, but I think I understand how it works. So here's our 7 blocks right here. This guy will travel out 7 blocks, and then it stops. Now, for those of you familiar with Minecraft, you'll know that in Minecraft, if I were to do this, and come out several more blocks, you know what'll happen, right? Comment down below if you know what'll happen here. But the thing is, this is not Minecraft. So if I knock this block out, and then this is the block with water, this is the block without. If I knock this block out, it went down and it went out 1 more block. Do you see that? It does not restart the count of 7 over again like it does in Minecraft. To do that, you'd have to place a new water source block. It works in a different way, though. We can make this work in a different way. So watch what happens if I, instead of making it drop 1, make it drop 2 blocks. I do this. Okay. Now watch. Look, it comes out. It's kind of hard to see. It comes out to right here. So now I dropped 2 blocks and it's flowing out 2 blocks. Let's see what happens when I do it again. I have not tested the full range of this, but I think I know how it's going to work. And this next one, this will confirm it for me. Okay. Okay. So now we're dropping it 3 blocks. There's water right here. It's hard to see. You can see it right there. We dropped 3 blocks. It goes out 3 blocks. Interesting, right? So you see a pattern here. Gravity plays into effect with these blocks in some way. The number of blocks you drop down is the number of blocks out the water will go. Now, I suspect, and this is just a guess of mine, I suspect there's a limit to this. And I suspect that that limit is the 7 blocks that water will flow to begin with. So let's test that theory. We're going to go down. I mean, really, you know what we can do? We can just go all the way down. Just let it hit the ground from here. Yep, that's the 7 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 blocks is the limit, not 7. So you can use gravity to get more water out from one source block, but the max is 6 that you can go. Now, this has implications for some pretty cool things, I think. I could come over here, and I don't know if this is why they did it or not. But it's going to make sense to you here in a second. You want to make a cool waterfall, your own custom waterfall somewhere. Have you done this in Minecraft before? It's actually not very easy. The water does not act in ways that you would want it to. And it very easily eventually gets trapped. And it just doesn't look right. So let's try this somewhere here. I want to try something with a little bit more of a slope. But maybe we won't get to do that. Look, I'm looking at this. I'm betting we can get it to kind of fall down here. Okay, let's try something out here. We're going to make a little waterfall chute. I'm just going to like flatten this out. There we go. I don't think I needed to do that, but I'm going to do it anyways. Replace the water down. Now look. Look at how it flows. Is it going to get caught? It's not. It could have got caught here, but the way it splits and it continues to go, it's just allowing it to flow all the way down, which is kind of cool. Ooh, and it's spreading out quite a lot here. This is another interesting thing with how the mechanics work. See, it's kind of stopped here because it's ran out of fuel. Interesting. Hold on now. So this is another. Oh, I understand. Because see, gravity wise, we're only dropping by a block here. So it's getting to a point where I don't know. I don't quite understand. So it's dropped here. But you would think it could flow out one more. Like it was able to flow here. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you, why it's doing the exact things that it's doing. I know we can probably manipulate it a little bit, right? I can smoothen some of this out. But yeah, basically, I mean, for not doing any prep beforehand, I just placed a water bucket or a water canister down, and it made its way all the way down here in a way that looks kind of cool. So I think the way that these mechanics work is going to make it a little bit easier, maybe a lot easier, to make cool things like this without having to micromanage the water as much. I wonder if we can. Oh, look, here's one that's already like naturally flowing. And see, the game does this well. Like it knows it wants to put one here, so it kind of makes this little like drain like area going down. You can kind of see where it's intended to go. So yeah, you could very easily do that too. And I think it would work really well in terms of how the game works. Maybe there's some little things that maybe some of you guys can think of that would make this even better for Reforj, for Forge to like improve how the water bucket works. But I think at the very least, from a beginning standpoint, this is actually quite nice. I think it works really good. But yeah, I do think, see, when you get to something like this, it's a little limiting. So like, would I be able to place another bucket there or maybe here, maybe? Yeah. So stuff like this is going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt to figure out. But you know, that's just one of those things where I think we just got to mess with it long enough to know how to manipulate it and make it work. Okay, there's another thing I wanted to check really quick. Here we go, back this way. I wanted to check item transport. I'm assuming there's no real like use for this quite yet because we don't have like collection. There's not a equivalent of a hopper or something in the game. But I still want to know how it works. So if I just drop an item right here in this source block, what is this thing doing? Oh, it's like really chucking these things out. Okay, hold on. Ooh, look. At least as far as I can tell, not really. Here, let's put ourselves in survival. Hopefully I don't fall off here. It kind of like shoots it straight out. It's a little hard to do. Okay, I almost died. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. I don't know if it's because it's catching on the edge or not. So let's eliminate that as a possibility. Now let's chuck it in here. No. So as of right now, water does not move items. It moves players. It does not move items. Definitely something I would like to see changed, especially once we get to the point of this being a thing that we would like to do. Because having the creative control to be able to move items that way, I think is really nice. Also, it used to be that Kibis would die in water. I don't think they just die in water anymore. He does not like it, though. Oh, well, okay, then. So if you want to kill mobs, bring your water canister with you. And I'm assuming this behavior is a bug. Let's get some tunnelers out here really quick. Make it nighttime and see if you can do them the same way. They're supposed to be able to run out of it and not die. So the fact that they are dying is not intended, at least the way that it's happening. Okay, there you go. So if you're playing Reforj for now, you want to kill tunneler scouts just like without any effort at all. Just bring your water canister with you. They're quite easy to get rid of. This is funny. I might do this a little bit longer just because it's hilarious. All right, I can think of another thing I want to test. Can I use this as an elevator to get up? I'm assuming that I can. Oh, this is not easy. Because see, you can't swim. Here, let me put myself in survival really quick. Because swimming underwater is not a thing yet. Oh, but if you just center yourself in it, you do go up. Look at that. Now, I wonder if I take fall damage. Yes, you do. So we know that we take fall damage in a single block high, at least flowing water. Maybe this is something else we need to know about water too. How much water do we have to have before we don't have fall damage? First of all, that was flowing water. So let's test and see if this is the case with water source block, and also just so I don't like have to fly back over here again, make ourselves a campfire. We can set our spawn with this. Okay, so single block high water source test. Okay. That did take, yep, that took some health. All right. Okay. Let's go with a 2 block high test. Go nice and high. Let's see what gravity does here. Yes. 2 blocks of height. You will die. This is actually incredibly fun. Let's do it again. Let's see what 3 does. Now, there is gravity and velocity in this game. So it's also going to matter in terms of like how high you launch yourself from. I don't want to test every height, and I'm not going to get that into it. So we're just going to kind of test like what I would think would be like max velocity and see how many. 3 is not it. 3 is not it. But you know what? I I think we're getting close. Let's try 4. 4, I think, is going to get us close, but I think it's going to be 5 or 6. That's the answer. 4 is not it. 5. 5 did it. Let's test one more time. We're going to go up higher. So for all of you guys that are playing Reforj right now, and you want to know how much water must I fall in to have it not kill me, I think the answer is 5. No, velocity is still a thing. It's going to depend on, I guess it's just ultimately going to depend a lot on your height. Here, let's increase by 2. So it may just be that it's just going to always depend on your height. There may be a theoretical max, but it's going to depend, right? So like we're pretty high now. I imagine we're going to splash straight through this. Oh no, we didn't. Okay. We touched bottom just barely. All right, let's go higher. I'm going to go up to, there is a world height, and I don't think you can go above it. I think it's 256. Oh, okay. We can actually theoretically go even higher than a 256. Very interesting. Thought they removed that. Maybe they added it back in. All right. I feel like we're still picking up speed. This is not going to end good. Okay, there you go. So we actually have an answer. If you want to go from any height, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 height of water to do it. Also, can we I just want to point this out. This is really little, but it's bothering me a little bit. You can't look straight down. You see how the higher up I go, my crosshair is not centered there anymore. You cannot look straight down. I would like to be able to look straight down. But anyways, 7 blocks of height is the max. If you give yourself 7 blocks high of water, you can fall from any height and you'll be good to go. There is something else I wanted to check too. I was kind of curious to see if water source blocks work vertically as well. Should be easy to test. Just going to put that there like this. I'm going to put water source here, and then see what happens when I try to scoop the middle. Nothing. Okay. So you cannot make vertical water source height blocks, basically. If I put this here, but I scoop down here, it does not scoop that block. Remember how like we could scoop beside? We found that out from this. You cannot scoop it vertically. Only in the horizontal axis can you scoop a water source block by clicking somewhere other than the block itself. Very interesting. Okay. At this point, I think I've found out everything that I can think of to try to find out in the game. Lots of really cool things, very interesting, unique mechanics. This was fun to explore. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you want to see more Reforj content, subscribe to this channel. This is my More Prowl-8413 channel. This is where all of my non-Minecraft but Minecraft adjacent stuff will go, and some Minecraft stuff too that doesn't fit my main channel. And if these videos start doing good enough, there's enough interest, I may just move it over to my main channel. We'll see. But I appreciate you guys watching today. If you want to see more, let me know what more you want to see down in the comment section below. Ask me any questions you like. I'll try my best to answer them, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.